Alright, I want to give you an example of solving a quadratic equation that's really not very pretty at all. So if you were in A4, then you saw an example of this, but it never hurts to see another one. So we're going to solve let's try that again. 5 times x plus 4 quantity squared minus 12 equals 0. Okay. I would like to remind you that with solving, we want to work backwards through the order of operations. So I am going to start, another way that I think about this is what is least attached to x right now. So right now, it's the minus 12. And so I'm going to add 12 to both sides. We get 5 times x plus 4 squared equals 12. Okay. Well, once again, working backwards through order of operations, and just to make sure we have that. I started with the addition subtraction because I'm going this way. Now I have the multiply by 5. So we're going to divide by 5 because now those 5s will cancel. I get x plus 4 quantity squared equals 12/5. That doesn't simplify anymore. Okay, well now working backwards, we're going to deal with the exponent. So we're going to take a square root. Now I get the joy of square rooting a fraction. And I brought this up in class, but just so we know. The square root of fraction, so let's say I have like the square root, let's say 16/25. That's like taking the square root of the top over the square root of the bottom. So we get 4/5. Most of the time it's not going to work out that nicely, but that is how we do it. So we are back to taking the square root of fraction. I'm going to be left with x plus 4 on my left. So this is going to be like square root 12 over the square root of 5. Because I took a square root, I'm going to put plus or minus. I'm actually going to, square root 5 doesn't simplify, but square root 12 does. So that's like 4 and 3, 2 and 2. So this is like 2 square root 3 over square root 5. And what I'm hoping you're remembering from Unit 1 is that we don't actually like, well, a fraction is not fully simplified if it has a radical in the denominator. So we actually need to rationalize this denominator by multiplying both top and bottom by root 5. So we get x plus 4 equals plus or minus 2. The square root 3 and square root 5 combine to be square root 15. The denominator just becomes 5. And now we can subtract the 4. Oh, where's my color coding? Who am I? Subtract 4 from both sides. I get x equals negative 4 plus or minus 2 root 15 over 5. If you type this into Canvas, that should be totally fine. And we'd want to split it with negative 4 plus 2 root 15 over 5, negative 4 minus 2 root 15 over 5. I do want to show you many times you're going to find this as one giant fraction. So we're actually going to use a common denominator here. The way we do that, I put this over 1 and then multiply it by 5 over 5. So that gets me negative 20 over 5 plus or minus 2 root 15 over 5, which then I get negative 20 plus or minus 2 root 15 over 5. Both answers are equivalent. You can do either one. I wanted to show you the common denominator way so that you have seen that before, because that will come up in our future.